Hello all, this is my unboxing of the Jack 3 Collection Edition from Limited Run Games, and I'm super excited to open this up. For those of you who are wondering, I did a similar unboxing to the Jack 1 thing from Limited Run Games, and not Jack 2. Haven't gotten that. Not sure I'm going to, but I certainly would like to have a whole collection on my shelf. I think that would look really amazing. Interesting enough, they were actually sold out of the Jack 3 one when I tried to buy it, but they weren't sold out of the bundle, so I was still able to get it along with the game, the collector's edition of Lumines, which I've never played, but I've heard really good things about, so I'm excited to take a look at that. And this shirt. I'm trying to do my best to show it off here. It is just a really cool looking shirt. I absolutely love it. It feels amazing to wear, and I'm just really excited to take a look at what's inside this box. So let's get opening. Alright. Got my scissors handy this time. Let's move this over here so I don't damage it. And once again, I just love the box. It was really cool last time. Now I have two of them. They're just going to look really good together. I mean, still honestly not sure where I'm going to put it. Even my, God, I have a lot of bookshelves. 4 different bookshelves, and none of them would actually fit this thing right now. See the Naughty Dog and little gun on there. It's actually been a while since I played Jack 3, so I forget which gun that is, but once I finish up my Let's Play of Jack 1 and Jack 2, I'll definitely get back into it. I'm excited to try to play through it again. Alright. God, this thing is so beautiful. So, let's open it up. Oh, oh. Trying to... And there it goes. Alright. So here we have the first thing. The Jack 3 gun. Again, it's been a while. I forget which gun this is exactly, but it's really nice and it'll look great next to my precursor egg up on my shelf. Next up, memory card. Based on the PlayStation 2 memory card, I just really love it. I mean, yes, the Jack 1 came with the black one. That's traditional, that's original, that's, you know, what a lot of us still remember from the old times, but the blue and red ones were still pretty popular back then. I mean, like I said, the black one was default, but these were like the cool ones you get in the store. I love that. Right. I believe there's a... Yeah, there's a stand for the gun, it appears. Kind of stuck in there. I need to wiggle it out properly. There we go. Looks like, oh yeah, these are the brackets to hold it up so it stands correctly. Won't do that now, but... Oh, actually, looks like I actually need a screw in there. I'm not sure. So yeah, here's the stand. Brackets go on it, then you stick the gun on top. I guess they didn't want that breaking, you know, when they were delivering it. Very nice. All right. Wow. All right, more stuff. God damn. So, not just a soundtrack, but a 3-disc soundtrack. Oh, including unused music and demo music. Cool. Alright, disc 3 is, looks like disc 3 is the audio, I think. Cool. Very nice, that's interesting. Alright, next up we got the poster. Sorry, this is right on a limited space here. Oh, that is nice. I'm gonna do my best to show this off without destroying the poster. Here we have Jack in the car, driving with Daxter, his tongue hanging out. Oh, that's pretty cool. I love it. And the back looks like Jack in the Wasteland. Yeah. Got his goggles on, his bandana. Oh, God. Daxter isn't so lucky. He's doing his best to fight against the wind here. It's not going well for him, though. Daxter does not do well in the desert at all. I mean, Jack just thrives there. It's, well, essentially, spoiler alert, but his homeland, so that makes sense. Alright. Also have the official trading cards for Jack and Daxter. I got a few in the bundle as well, but let's take a look at these. Carefully. Don't want to break the cards. Perfect. Right. Yep. All right. So we have Jack and Daxter. Oh, nice. I like this one. It's basically, the whole gang. Pretty cool. Jack driving the car, same as the poster. Oh, this one's pretty cool. Jack wandering through the desert as forget his name, minister or whatever, is watching from distance, carefully plotting against him. No, not too carefully, screwed up quite a bit. Another Jack being absolutely badass. Dexter right there. The Seal of Mar. The Seal of Jack, depending on how you want to look at the timeline. I think this was the original box art, if I don't remember incorrectly. Very cool. And this was the other side of the poster. Daxter trying and failing to make his way through the desert. Yeah, it does not work well for him. Here is the game itself. Different box art from the other one. Very badass Jack and Daxter. Honestly, even Daxter looks kind of badass in this one. I like that. I mean, he is the comic relief for the series in a way, but he's also I like him as a character, He's fun. I still think up for the alternate box art we got from the original Jack and Daxter from Limited Run. I thought that was really cool, really impressive. It's still on my desk over there somewhere, I think. Let's open this thing up. And then here we have the game and the book. Do not remember this in the original. I might be wrong, though. This is the handbook. Nah. That's really nice. I don't remember if this was in the... Again, I don't remember if this was in the original or not, but it's a nice little added extra detail that's pretty cool. Really, what kid actually looked at the video game manuals back then, though? I mean, little info books at least. Who looked at that back then? Still a nice touch. I really like it. Alright. And now, finally, the real reason I bought this. The Design Bible. With Naughty Dog logo on the back. I mean, the one I saw from Jak and Daxter was just absolutely amazing. Even implied there was an entirely different planned ending for the game. So, yeah. Back in the day when we were young, but our ideas were big, Naughty Dog was preparing for its sophomore gallop with the PlayStation 2. Ready to crash into something new. The horizon was clear and the road was open and we were prepared. Yee-yah! Bring it on! The following notebook pages were taken from our project binders. Each was assembled by hand, mainly by Amy Puck, and provided each member of the team. They were covered by many, but lost by a few. I am fortunate to have a complete copy of every project that started with the word Jak. Oh, except maybe that one. Oh, God. That might be for the best, honestly. They brought unity in a time of unrivaled imagination from the characters that were animated to the colorful yet vast landscape that were built meticulously. These pages found a way to guide the many tenants at the studio. Programming wizards were tasked to build a system with one goal in mind, to create the world of Jak and Daxter. An understanding formed between all the various departments that go into the game making. It created dialogue and helped shape the open forum we still have here today at Naughty Dog. Everyone knows what a precursor orb was. There was never a question about that. Design began to display itself in forms of movesets and hand-drawn paper maps, which in turn guided the narrative adventure we were creating. We referenced them daily. Style guides, inspiration, and character data were all at our fingertips. Meetings were held with a binder in hand. It was easy to pass around and create discussion while we looked at the vast amount of references we view at Naughty Dogs. Moving to the PlayStation 2 hard was a challenge task itself, let alone creating an experience that we desired to share with the world. We also had new bosses after joining Sony. Internally, we knew we could handle these challenges, but they needed a way to share our vision. We needed a clear way to share our vision. These pages contained in these binders helped us convey to others what we were crafting. Marketing understood our characters and world with ease, paving the way for complete support from Sony Interactive and subsequent oh my god, I can't freaking pronounce it. Subsequent franchises. We were able to use 4 amazing titles that were the blast to work with, and which also helped launch the way for the Uncharted series, The Last of Us, and whatever lies ahead. In short, I hope you enjoy the binder page you're about to see, knowing that they were viewed by many who were pivotal in creating the world Jak and Daxter, as well as laying the groundwork for future projects. I love our fans, and overwhelming response to the re-release has been astonishing and gratifying. Alright, Jak and Daxter. Slightly different original design for Jak, it seems. I'm kind of glad they didn't go with that. It just doesn't really seem to be Jak. Just the, military haircut and all that. Oh, okay, dreadlocks were apparently on the planned route for a little bit. Okay, I mean, why not? Ooh, Light Jak. Jak's exposed to pure light eco and begins an evolution that even his closest friends did not anticipate. Unfortunately, this transformation also awakens something ancient deep within the earth, now threatens the planet with oblivion. Will Jak's new form save or destroy the world? Jak can freeze enemies in their tracks, making them helpless to his attacks. Jak can shield himself from even the most aggressive barrage attacks. Jak gain back hit points when needed the most. Jak can glide over long distances as a player. Learns to harness the power. I kind of wish that had been, more prominent in the game. More of the gliding and flying. I think that could have been really cool. Open up some exploration. I think they just eliminated it because they were afraid players just use it to go out of bounds too easily. Oh god, Daxter. Oh, come on, Daxter only gets 1 page. Jak got like 8. That's a very interesting shot of him enjoying his pants, I must say. And the villains. This game had a lot of freaking villains. I mean, there was the Minister, there was Dark Arrow, there were the Dark Makers, I think that's what they were called. Uh, and none of that's even, discussing. Count Viger, that was his name. Count Viger. A silver-tongued, power-hungry bureaucrat, Viger has risen up through the ranks and now heads the High Council. How? He's an ass. Everyone hates him. Tall, with gaunt, almost emaciated, sharp features, Viger is a suspicious and unhappy man. Viger hates all things that do not conform to his ideas of how the universe should be. Well, yeah, that sounds about right. Jack's dark ecocide makes a perfect target for Viger's hatred, and Viger rallies the people to banish Jack from the city after he saved your freaking city. And killed the leader of your enemies. Oh, metalheads. Metalheads are also enemies in the game. Viger's snobbish, by-the-books mentality has caused the free section of the city to lose ground against the metalheads and the KG war machine. Viger will soon make a desperate move to ally himself with the KG in a bid to remove Ashlyn as city governor by putting himself in her place. Yeah, because that won't end badly. Teaming up with the evil robots that are trying to kill you. Huh. Some different designs from in the corner. Originally supposed to be all bald, and another one he was supposed to have a mustache. Honestly, the mustache just makes him look, too goofy. And the bald, it's like they're making him look even more evil. Oh, love that. And that's his Otzel variation. As you can tell, he is still not happy. Cyber Errol. Errol somehow survives his attempt to kill Jack, but only barely. Brought back to the KG War Factory by his loyal guards, Errol's crushed body was saved by using various robot mechanisms cyborg systems. Errol is now merely a shadow's former self, bent on revenge and the destruction of all things living. I think his guards may have made a mistake in bringing him back, I gotta say. I'm assuming he killed them at some point. Errol wants back the city at all costs, and he has plans and means to do it. He has brought the surviving metalheads under his wing and hopes to use them to save himself from the retribution by the precursors. Oof. Yeah, his face was a lot different for a while. You can see he's like all mechanical, and other times more heavily scarred than he ended up being. I don't know, that could have been interesting. I mean, when Jack first saw him on the transmitter, he was like, did that guy look familiar to you? It'd make more sense if he was like more metallic and you could see less of him. Alright, supporting cast. Damus! The proud and cunning leader of the Wastelanders, Damus carries the ultimate symbol of his power, a unique precursor staff weapon, which he boldly took from the previous king in a rather violent encounter. Jesus! Okay, I'd like to know more about that, honestly. A lot of questions on how that, interacts with the rest of his backstory. Damus holds everything and everyone in suspicion, and his hawkish eyes never miss a movement. Survival for only the fittest is his mantra, and he lives to the life with no mercy to be seen. Damus's warrior abilities are unsurpassed, and his combat reputation is legendary, leaving little doubt about one's fate if you ever were to cross him. It is said that if one is lucky or bold enough to earn his respect, then Damus may include you in his rare-field inner circle. Okay, who exactly is in his inner circle? I mean, Cleaver, maybe? But I'm honestly not sure. I'm like the only one he really talks to. Well, me and the monkey parrot thing. Forget his name, too. Damus' passion for all things precursor is only surpassed by his plans for the future. Bold plans which only the strongest in the world will fit into. Yeah, I feel like we could have gotten more info on his backstory, his plans, his royal blood, all that. I mean, it said he took the staff from the previous king. Did he kill the previous king? Was the previous king his father? I have so many questions. And then Cleaver. This tough Wastelander mercenary is once an associate of Crew. Really? Okay. Working to bring difficult-to-find artifacts in this city. Knowledge about the wasteland, Cleaver will help Jack and Dexter uncover the many secrets of the desert, ultimately leading to the Underground Railroad and a way into the catacombs. Seam, spiritual leader of the Golden Order, a group of warlike monks. There's something wrong with that sentence. Warlike monks who voted their lives to all things precursor. Someone with such vast wisdom and discipline, Seam is surprisingly young. Sees Jack as a potent Seam sees Jack as the portent to the end of the world. Well, that's crim. This young leader knows what wonders, precursor secrets sleep at the center of the planet, and also what dangers await those who awaken them. I mean, that's not wrong. It was even said, that was something he said, like, at the beginning of the game, you who, just because you look like the precursors doesn't mean that you know anything. So he actually knows what the precursors look like. That's not something I think they'd want getting out. I'm just saying. Next up is Jinx. Working with Rain, Jinx helps Jack and Dexter blast their way to Metalhead City section, while also teaching Jack the fine art of robot eradication, never one for subtlety. Jinx introduces Dax to a few big boom mods for his Morph gun. I mean, I kind of remember this guy, but I don't feel like he deserves his own page. He was not that important. She, on the other hand, definitely was. Tess, adept at business, as well as pet care. Pet care, oh my god. Tess is minding the naughty Otzel saloon while Dexter's away, still more than a little enamored with our furry semi-hero. Oh, that's just mean. With fireworks begin with Dexter's semi-ex-girlfriend Rain enters the picture. Rain? What? 1 second. Rain. I just need to look this up because I'm a little confused about that. Okay, that's... Okay, this is... Oh, that's just weird. Yeah, it says his semi-ex-girlfriend, Rain. I just looked her up because I didn't recognize the name. Rain was the daughter of Crew in Jack X. I'm very confused about that, honestly. I think it's something that definitely... I don't know, was maybe originally planned for the game, but they cut it out. I know there's a lot cut out in Jack and Dexter. The design Bible then mentioned something about some kind of super robot fight that would end the game. I'm not sure, but so yeah, very confused about that. If anyone has any idea what that even means, let me know in the comments down below, because that's interesting. Alright, next up we just have the minor characters, the Wastelanders, the Marauders, the Freedom League guards, and the enemies, the frogs, the saberfish, the mantras, the rats, the metapede, the pod spider, the metalhead mounts. Oh yeah, I think at least some of those were cut. I don't recognize... I do not recognize these bottom two over here. I mean, the top one, I'm pretty sure I fight with the, in the car, but the bottom two do not look familiar to me. That might have been something else that was cut from the game. And some of them are supposed to fly? Okay, yeah, I mean, this one over here is... got like a dozen guys on it. I really do not remember seeing anything like this in the past. Again, let me know in the comments down below if I'm just forgetting it, but I do not recognize any of these things. Bizarre. The death robots. Again, that robot over there does not look familiar. I might be wrong about that. Not sure about the walkers. Those could be familiar. I'm not sure. The precursor robot. I forgot that was in there for a little bit, but that was one of the boss fights against Count Vigar. It was actually a pretty good fight, too. Dark Walker, all that. Alright, next up, gadgets. The jet board. Everyone loves the jet board. Really does make the game a little faster, though. It's a little cumbersome to use sometimes, I think. Kira will continue to modify the jet board for Jack, adding new features for enhanced traversing in combat. Blast Trail. For close combat work, Jack can stay on the board and leap his way through enemies, surrounding them and blowing them away. Wait, what the hell? Am I just stupid? Am I forgetting this game? According to this, there's a... You can make loops around enemies, which will blow them up. Did I just not know that was a feature, or was that also cut from the game? Because that does not sound familiar at all. I mean, the jump jets, yeah, that I recognize, but the blast trail? It's like literally the first thing written on here. Again, let me know, am I just being an idiot? Am I just completely forgetting that was a real thing in this game? Weird. Alright, next the vehicles. The turtle, the snake. Scorpion, the toad. Oh god. Anyone who has played this game recognizes the toad. It is the best, it is by far the best vehicle in this entire game. Medium speed, all-terrain turner. Won't win any style wars with jump jets and get places other vehicles can't. A great piece of road hardware to conquer those tough buttes in the deep desert. I mean, it's not wrong. It is one of the most fun things in the entire game. Just launching yourself with that thing over and over again. Also looks like there's a design for a three-wheeler and a motorcycle. It says there's an early concept, so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't get put in. Again, fairly certain that thing over there wasn't in the game. It's described as a desert transport. No idea. Maybe I was supposed to originally help you move things back and forth. I'm honestly not sure. Glider. It's okay. Glider looks quite a bit different than I remember it. I think that might have changed a bit too. KG Robot Transport, Dark Maker Mech, wait, what the... Okay. Precursor Ship. Guess that changed to the smaller design down at the bottom before the end of it, because that's the only thing that would fit in the, you know, the Damus's arena. Alright, Jack 3. Oh. Alright, now we got to the story and the plot and all that. Hopefully we'll see a little in here about what changed, because there's definitely some different things throughout here that were not in the original. Alright, so the project goals. Set out for October 1st, 2004. Gold Master, Christmas 2004 release. For those who don't know, the Gold Master is essentially the finished version of the game. That's no bugs, no issues, no errors, nothing. This is back when you couldn't patch stuff like that. That'd be sent out to be copied and distributed to all the publishers and whatnot. Distribution publishers. That'd be just sent out to be copied and put in, you know, discs and put in packaging so it can be sold all around the world. Deep new story with new characters, old favorites, and 1 hour of cinematic narrative. 1 hour of cinematic narrative. I feel like there's only an hour of cinematic narrative in this game. I feel like it's more than that, but I might be wrong. I mean, most of the, you know, dialogue is just quick little one-liners between the characters. Might be wrong. Build from and expand the no-load, free-form city gameplay. I mean, they did. Definitely like some of the stuff they did with the city. The whole gardens became some mutated horror nightmare show that was actually pretty cool to explore. New improved AI city interactions. They felt the same. People just kept killing me whenever I hit them. I guess driving this city was a little easier now that I think about it. Focus the gameplay to eliminate long travel distances between tasks. I do think they actually did improve that quite a bit, because I remember Jack 2, I often had to go to different ends of the city to find what I wanted, and sometimes that was just really hard because that city was a freaking maze. Add new gameplay elements and evolve the Jack and Daxter play mechanics. Upgraded weapons are pretty cool. Light Jack, like I said, they could have done more with that. Solve the difficulty curve issues. Yeah, I think it is assumed that this game is easier than Jack 2 because, oh god, there were a lot of things in Jack 2 that were just way too freaking hard for their own good, and when they really didn't need to be. Use the substantial foundation of Jack 2 to make Jack 3 a more concentrated and polished game. It's a great, I think most of us can agree on that. Jack 3 is, for the most part, a better game, more polished. Feels like there could be more to it. It feels like they relied a little too much on Jack 2, but it feels like a better version of Jack 2, for the least. Gameplay macro: 65 total missions, one new mini city, 7 new Haven City sections, 9 new area looks, 4 new mini games, shooting. The matching the colors one. That's all I can think of. 3 bosses. Yeah, there's 3 parts of the game, so 3 bosses. The Dark Arrow one, the Count Viger one, where he uses the mech, and finally the final boss. 65 mission breakdowns, 3 training missions, 6 wasteland missions, 25 Haven City missions. Seriously? Only 6 wasteland and 25 Haven City? I feel like we spend longer in the wasteland than that. 27 level missions, 9 areas times 3, 4 mini games. 1 year has passed since Jack and Daxter saved Haven City from Core and his Metalhead onslaught, yet the anniversary brings no comfort. Haven City is still immersed in deadly chaos as 3 warring factions fight for control of the streets. Yeah, that's what happens when you send your heir to the throne into the past so he can't come back and take over the city for you. The Underground, openly called the Freedom League, bravely fights for the rights of the people, led by Ashlyn with Torn and Samos as advisors. The Freedom League now faces a surprisingly stubborn holdout of metalheads, which regrouped after Core's death. I mean, really, I killed their leader. I know Errol took over, but I feel like, they shouldn't have been as strong with their leader dead. To make matters worse, a large and growing contingent of mechanized Crimson Deathbots have appeared in the city. These robotics Crimson's Guard are led by the mysterious commander and have attacked both the Metalheads and the Freedom League in an attempt to take back the city in the name of their fallen Baron. The KG stronghold floats above the city, containing a secret KG war factory, somehow set to automatic production before the death of the Baron. The factory is now turning out vast squads of killer machines with no end in sight. How? I feel like at a certain point you gotta run out of power or parts or something. I mean, really, how many robots do I need to kill before you run out of material? During this time, people of Haven have grown to distrust Jack's dark powers. Rumor boils of Jack's friendship with Crew and Core. They're not wrong. The city blames Jack for their current circumstances. When the palace is destroyed by a surprise metalhead attack, even Ashley cannot protect Jack, as the High Council's power broker Count Vegan forces. It cannot protect Jack, as the High Council's power broker Count Viger forces Jack to be banished to the Wasteland Island. So it is an island. I mean, there's a lot of mountains, so it's kind of hard to figure out, but yeah, okay, so there's no real way on or off without the transport. That makes sense. Jack's flown out to the harsh island and dumped, but Daxter and Pecker bravely decide to stay with Jack, and together the 3 begin their new adventure. I wouldn't really say bravely. And continues. Jack, Daxter, and Pecker go weak from exposure as Jack deliriously remembers the terrible events that led to his banishment, the fact that even Jack's closest friends distrust his dark side, and even privately blame him for the sad turn of events leave Jack bitter and disillusioned. I really feel like that could have been more emphasized in any point in the game. I mean, they were mostly just said they were sorry about not being able to stop Viger, but none of them really, talked about how they blamed Jack, or they were worried about Jack, or they were afraid of his powers. That's something that could have definitely been better shown throughout the series, I think. Jack remembers the terrible night, the palace destruction, and how with the great palace fell, it tore open the ground, revealing ancient precursor catacomb leading deeper into the planet's core. Okay, I don't remember any of that being explained, but alright. Everyone realizes the catacombs are somehow important, and rumors grow that there may be technology and weapons in the catacombs which tip the balance in the favor of any one faction. I don't think any of this was explained to us at all. Jack and company are saved from certain death by Samus, the chieftain leader of the wasteland outpost city called Spargus. A tough mercenary ruler takes Jack back to a small outpost, tells Jack he must he must work for his keep by completing dangerous missions and fighting in the city arena to prove his worth and repay his life debt. During this time, Jack meets the monk Seam, a strange albino leader of the Golden Order of Precursor Monks. Seam believes Jack's coming is a great sign this order has been looking for, and sure enough, when Jack pays a visit to the monk temple, his action causes a fabled day star to appear in the sky. Monk temple? I mean, is that the thing I take the toad to? Very curious about that. I don't think that could have been a monk temple. I mean, I didn't see any monks there, I don't think. The fabled day star to appear in the sky. Seam tells Jack they're remaking the world by the precursors close at hand. Jack tells Seam about the strange precursor catacombs he saw, and Seam confirms their place in the prophecy, saying he must ascend those catacombs to find the precursor planet seed, the deep place where the planet was first formed by the Ancient Ones. At this time, Jack learns that Damus and the Wasteland mercenaries have own plans to repay Haven City for their cruel rejection, and to intend to attack the city? When the freak was this? I definitely do not recall them saying they were going to lead a revolt on the city. They ask Jack to join them. Soon Jack's loyalties are challenged as he struggles with who his friends really are and who he should help. Yeah, no, I'm almost certain that was cut. As the situation in Haven City deteriorates, Ashlyn sends emergency, begging Jack to come back and help her take and hold the strange precursor catacombs from the other fighting faction. Ashlyn fears the Metalhead and the Crimson Guard robots are working together, and if they gain control of the catacombs, the power shift will destroy the Freedom League. Unsure of his loyalties, Jack directly returns to the city, only to find that Vigor has taken over the Freedom League, with Thorn and Ashlyn buying into his seductive plan. No, they did not. They definitely did not buy into his seductive plan. Working on his own to help his friends fight back against the KJ robots and Metalhead onslaught, Jack's return to the city begins a fierce struggle for control and desperate series of missions tip the balance. There is, however, a high price to pay before the final triumph can be realized. Day star continues to grow bright in the sky, and Steam finally reveals the star is in fact a precursor planet builder headed for their world to erase and remake the unfinished planet as the precursors intended. Okay. Now even as Jack fights for control of the city, he must also find a way to awaken his own planet's precursor core to save everyone from certain destruction and historical oblivion. The struggle finally leads to Jack deep in the Catacombs planet, where the true secret of the precursor is finally revealed. Jack finds he is a pawn in the ancient struggle for domination of the planet. A struggle with the precursors have orchestrated to decide the survival of the fittest species. What the hell is going on with it? Alright. In the eyes of the precursor, whoever wins the struggle survives. The other factions are doomed to death. With this revelation, the power struggle intensifies as the Freedom League, Metalhead, Crimson Guards, and Wastelanders battle to prove the worth of precursors and become the final heir to the planet. Ultimately, Jack must face his worst fears, the loss of close friends, and dangerous hidden agendas as he tries to stop the remaking of the world and complete his final destiny. In the process, Jack learns truth about his mysterious origins and who the precursors really are, and finally faces ultimate eco-evolution as Jack takes his mythical place beside Mar as the greatest champion of the precursors. Okay, so yeah, that was a lot of words that I just really do not recall ever being in the game. The whole survival of the fittest, all that's no. I mean, what's the whole they're coming to remake the planet? Weren't they the Dark Makers? I mean, the Dark Makers are in here, so many questions, just so many questions about all that. I almost feel like there's enough here to make an entirely new game. People wouldn't even realize it's the same thing. Alright, next we have, honestly, this is kind of too hard for me to read right now. It's essentially, what happens in the game, the whole schedule, the whole process. And there seems to be, I don't know, it seems to diverge in quite a few places and lead to other ones. I'm not sure if this is just stuff that has to be done or if you actually had choices over which missions to complete. Let's see, the final one were Temple, Defend, Arrow, City, Defend, Damas, get Armor 4, get War Amulet. 4's Turn on Machine, Samos, Precursor, Tor, Samos, City, Blow Tower, Torn, Jinx. I definitely think Jinx was supposed to have more role than he really did. Destroy a Tower for Ashlyn, Palace Ruins, Patrol for Onin, Palace Ruins, Attack Damas, Catacombs, Wild Ride, Precursor, Destroy Ship, Destroy Final Boss, Arrow. So yeah, there was definitely different things planned here. Alright, here's how Wasteland City was originally supposed to look. Called Wasteland City too, not a Stargen or whatever actually it was called. Just read it and I already forgot it. Wasteland reference images. Wasteland Stadium, whole arena where they fought. Doesn't look too different from what we see. The Desert Nest. Oh yeah, that was designed. It's all red instead of just rock. That actually would have been pretty cool. Different style and design like that. That could really be interesting. War Factory. Rebel City. Almost looks like the Rebel City almost looks like something literally crashed into it. Like tower or something crashed into it. Don't recall that, but that might have been the game. It's been a little while since I played through. The Renewed City. The Monk Temple. Okay, yeah, so that was actually where I went. That was I thought that was the Monk Temple. I just thought that was weird because I didn't actually see any monks there. Freedom League HQ. Metalhead City. I guess it's technically where the, garden and everything used to be. Where I find Arrow at certain points. Looks like it was originally designed to be more than that. They had, like, houses and stuff. Maybe they were, like, trying to mess around with them being intelligent or something. That could be interesting. Here are the catacombs right there. Under the destroyed tower that fell over. That's definitely, I definitely don't recall that being in the game. I remember saying the catacombs were under the tower, but I definitely remember it being revealed when the explosion went off. The Dark Precursor ship. And the shooting targets. Looks like Bob Ross. Thank you for reading the Design Bible and purchasing the Collectition. We're incredibly honored to have been able to preserve these titles and design materials that spawned them. All the content in this book was scanned from Naughty Dog's original production binder. Until now, was never seen by the public. Documents like these are not set up in a way meant for the public to enjoy, purchase, or consume. So you might find yourself a bit confused about how it all looked. I loved it anyway. I enjoyed it. It was a great read. Rarely do major games have their design documents exposed to the degree of this project. I am incredibly appreciative of Naughty Dog for allowing us to put these out there. Being able to get these documents into the hands of scholars, historians who will be studying our medium in the future means the world to me. I mean, I could definitely see myself seeing a video just on this, just discussing how this could have been done differently and what this really meant. Documents like these are incredibly important, and without preservation to this extent, are susceptible to being easily lost with time. As some of the most beloved games on the PlayStation 2 system, the Jak and Daxter series certainly deserves historical preservation in every sense. I completely agree. I've bought this game. Seriously, there are 4 or 5 games in the series. I think I bought them maybe like 20 times at this point. With the various editions and versions, I will continue buying them as they come out with newer, nicer looking versions. If they make like an Unreal edition of Jak and Daxter at some point, I will buy that. I will play it, no doubt whatsoever. Some of the most beloved, making these design battles public means giving fans an inside look at the design of favorite games, and hopefully further appreciation for the love and care Naughty Dog put into them. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this peek in the development of a classic. I certainly did. I cannot thank you enough for your support in the project like this. It means a lot for me to persevere the history of these great games, and we couldn't have done it without you. Josh Fairhurst, CEO, Limited Run Games. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for making this. Thank you for all the work you've done on this. It was absolutely amazing. I love it. I love everything about it. It was just thank you. So yeah, it's gonna take me a little while to clean up all this, find the right way to find somewhere to put it and everything. But this is my unboxing of Jak 3 from Limited Run Games. It is an absolutely amazing set. Again, applause to Limited Run Games for doing this, for Naughty Dog for giving them approval. I know Naughty Dog's essentially moved on from Jak and Daxter and all that, but I still appreciate everything you did put in this, and I appreciate you continuing to keep the game alive, keep it alive for the fans who grew up with this game, who love it, for new people who are discovering it even now, and just thank you. So I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for viewing. Be sure to like, subscribe. Until next time.
Peace.